Morning, folks. How are we doing? As some of you probably noticed, last night I was trying to do a live stream. However, unfortunately, my internet has kind of shit the bed recently, so fortunately, that wasn't possible. I was hoping to try and get one done tonight, but then it's been really touchy again today. It's better than it was yesterday, but it's still not great, so I don't know if it'll be possible. So I thought, fuck it, I'll get a wee video out for you instead. I kind of just went back through Boogie stuff, and I saw this, why I quit YouTube for almost 3 weeks, and social media too, and I'd never actually watched it before, so I thought, fuck it, let us do a bit of a live react thing. Just do something quick and simple and get it out of the way. So, yeah, we'll jump into it here. In regards to his missing thing, I did a missing in action joke last night. Boogie disappeared for about a day, 2 days, 2.5 days from Twitter. People were saying, going, "Oh, what if he died?" And I was just like, see, I had a theory, and in my opinion, I thought he was going to do what honestly a lot of like fat lolcows do, which is if they get a lot of pushback or they're getting a lot of shit for something, which he's been getting for his begging thing, they do a sudden hospital trip or something like that, or a bad health trip, something like that, or like Boogie does, a bad mental health and just disappears. Which is kind of why I picked this because I saw it. I was like, oh, like, it kind of works with the missing in action thing. So, sorry, I'm also dying a wee bit here still. My cold has kind of hit my old COVID wounds pretty bad. So, yeah, so that's why it would probably be a good idea to do the live stream anyway. So, yeah, my idea was he was going to do something like that. Because we have like Amberlyn Reid, who's made like 7 clickbait videos in a row now about going to the hospital, and we had Chantel, who it was about the time when there was going to be like a big drop apparently on her, like secret leaked audio or something like that was going to expose her, make her look really bad. Suddenly she did like a let's go to the ER bees live stream where she was like, guys, I think I need to go to ER. I can't actually breathe really that well, so actually I think I need to go to ER. And she stopped at like Starbucks on the drive there and all. It was so fucking bad. So I thought he was going to do something like that, and then it came out he's actually at a wedding, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember him saying that on Whatnot stream. So yeah, if I'm wrong, if I ever make a mistake or anything like that, I'm more than happy to eat shit. It doesn't fucking bother me, My internet cred is not the most important thing in the world to me. So yeah, we'll jump into this one and just see why he disappeared this time from YouTube.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is my rambling series. This is my vlogging series in which I do weight loss updates and life updates and channel updates and that kind of thing. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I hope you'll enjoy the video. If not, feel free to skip on to the next one.
Okay.
This is the first rambling video I've done.
He doesn't really do rambling videos anymore nowadays, I don't think. I think half his content pretty much is just rambling videos now, because he doesn't really do videos on anything that isn't like the very odd Francis video and the very odd Magic the Gathering video. Like, majority of his stuff is just him sitting there just talking about like the most recent drama in like the most boring way possible.
Like in a couple of months, I'm not sure the last one, probably at least a month, could have been 6 weeks, could have been 2 or 3 months. I honestly don't know. This one I think is definitely overdue, because if you're a big fan of the channel, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll notice that for the last 3 weeks, I've really not been updating. If you're a fan of my Twitch following, you'll know that I have not streamed in 3 weeks.
That's not unusual.
If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you'll know that I've been posting.
That's not unusual at all, Boogie.
To maybe just like once or twice a day, generally fluffy, goofy stuff instead of personal stuff. And all of that is by design. So if you guys don't know this, over the last...
Sorry, I'm getting something up in the background.
I would say for the last year...
That's not really unusual at all for Boogie, like, because with Boogie, like, this is his big comeback. The I Need Your Help thing, this is his big comeback. And obviously his view counts have recently been pretty bad, apart from, the begging video and the follow-up begging clickbait video. Like, this really hasn't performed at all. Like, at all. That's a terrible performance again. Not as bad as, obviously, like, that one. Sorry, you can't see it because my little guy. That one's 16k for that fucking shit. This is meant to be his big comeback. He hasn't streamed in 2 weeks now. He streamed last on the 2nd of October there. He did his Twitch stream. And he hasn't streamed since then. And this is meant to be his big comeback where he's meant to be, if you were getting views like this, when usually you get views like that, you'd be trying to like capitalize on it. And this one, you'd be like putting out a lot of content and all. And I realized, like I said, he was at the wedding there for a few days. Just schedule a video. It takes you 4 minutes. That's a 4-minute video. It takes you an hour, and that's me being very, very generous. That's if you take a couple coffee breaks whilst you're doing your editing. That is no time at all. He could have easily done a video a day nearly afterwards to try and capitalize on this, but he hasn't. And this is gonna hurt his channel. This is a quick aside before we get really into it, because I know a lot of people have been talking about it, and it's like, well, he got what he wanted, and he did get what he wanted. He got his dopamine hit from a couple of videos that got it, over 100,000. Well, this one's going to have over 100,000 soon. That's 220,000. This is going to hurt his channel in the long run, though, because imagine you have like 100 dedicated fans, and then the Frank Hassel thing happens, and 5 of your fans go like, oof, this is too much for me. I followed you for a decade now, but this is too much for me. I'm gone. And then the Lucy Fox thing happens. I forgive the other things, but this is dodgy. I don't like this. But every single time he has a new major drama, it's why he deleted the McJuggernuggets thing so quickly. Every time he has a new major drama, he loses dedicated fans, his hashtag super fans. Every single time he has a drama, he loses more. It's why after every drama, his view count goes a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And now because of this, I imagine by next month, we're going to be doing this video again. That's my prediction. We're doing this video again next month because it won't have helped. And he'll say, oh my God, guys, I was trying so hard and it just didn't work for some reason. And it's like, dude, it's been 11 days since you uploaded that video and you've uploaded 2 videos since. And they were day apart. It took you 6 days, it took you nearly a week to do a follow-up to that video. I know this does not count because it is literally just his old video uploaded as a short. It doesn't count. And this one, it's 4 minutes long. Boogie's not capitalizing on this at all. He got his dopamine hit. He got his little attention hit. That's all he wanted. He's done 2 Whatnot streams where, he made like $1,000 each in an hour each. And then that's it. He hasn't done any more live streams. He hasn't done anything else. So he's not capitalizing on it whatsoever. And this is going to hurt his channel in the long run.
For a year and a half, I have been constantly sticking my foot in my mouth. I have constantly been doing very stupid, idiotic things.
A year and a half. We're going. He's just going to keep going back in time with us, isn't he?
I think the easiest explanation for this is I completely lost my mind. I could blame it on the stuff that I've been dealing with over the last couple of years with the gastric bypass.
Sorry, guys. I didn't realize. I thought I'd put on a video from today. What the Dude. What? He nowadays all he talks about is like, oh well guys, I lost my mind back in 2019 and that's why I took a break. The dude literally just said he lost his mind back a year and a half ago. So like the middle or the start of 2018. This is why I like watching these old videos, because you get to see that he is this is 3 years later. We're 3 years later, and 3 years ago he was doing what he's doing now. Like, he is literally doing what he is doing now, but just pushing it back even further because everything always has to be past Boogie's fault and not his fault at the minute. Oh my God. So like, okay, well, so that's amazing. We've already his usual claim of like, at the end of 2019, guys, I went crazy and I decided to take a break, and now he's here and going, at the start of 2018, guys, I went crazy and I needed to take a break.
Surgery and the divorce and stuff like that. And those definitely played a major role. But basically, I just went completely nuts. And you guys have definitely seen some of that here on the YouTube channel. I'm not talking.
Holy shit. If I like being serious, if I told you guys, if I hid this, if I moved my wee fucking guy over and covered that up, would you guys know this wasn't a video from today? If this wasn't his brand new video? This is 3 years later, and he is saying the same shit. He's just changed the dates. Jesus Christ, dude.
About the puppet stuff or the jokes or anything like that.
Oh God, I forgot the puppet
if you follow
stuff.
Me on Twitter, you definitely saw it on Twitter. If you watch my live streams, you definitely saw it on live streams.
I forgot the puppet. He used to do a puppet. He had a Puppet Francis character, and he did some puppet videos. I never watched them because I saw him back when he first got the puppet, fucking like 2011, 2012. So I've seen those ones. I haven't watched the most recent ones, but I forgot because I just saw lots of thumbnails of puppets, and I was like, oh, not the puppets. There's a mixture between Francis, a puppet, and Boogie. 3 things that are just plainly not funny. It is like the holy trinity of not funny.
A combination of being completely mentally ill and saying just absurdly stupid stuff to my suicidal thoughts and my suicidal tendencies coming through.
This has been like 2 minutes of solid excuses so far. It is just constant excuses, and it's the same shit. This is the same shit he says nowadays.
I feel like I must have hit rock bottom.
He said this again recently.
All of my fans, all of my friends, all of the other YouTubers I talked to said you need to take a break. My therapist as well, obviously. And that's something I've never done before.
This is the biggest. Okay, this is the fucking biggest problem. He's mentioning therapists now. it's why it's so hard to keep up with Boogie's therapy, because like when I watched his, £400 I need your help thing, in preparation for doing his begging video, he was talking about a therapist there. But the most recent time he started his therapy, like recently, like in the middle of August, he was acting like this is the first time he'd done therapy in a while. But that last video was from like the end of 2021, and in like 2019 he's claiming to have done therapy. Like this guy, he pretty much is always claiming to always be in therapy at some point, but then changing, like, it's like, oh, it's been ages since I've done therapy. It's like, well, not really, because you mentioned doing therapy a couple months ago. If this guy's been in therapy for as long as he says, you would think there'd be some sort of improvement in him, any amount of improvement in him, literally any. There is no improvement. There is negative growth. He is getting worse. Like. This is why you can't buy anything he says. It's why you can't buy anything he says whatsoever.
After the gastric bypass surgery, I was making videos a week later. After the divorce, I was making videos during the divorce.
You made videos before the divorce. I think that fucking live stream meltdown thing I uploaded kind of proves that.
I never really just took time off. My thought at the time was, I'm getting a lot of views, a lot of people watch my content, I'm making good money, so I should probably continue to get that.
I imagine for someone like Boogie, it would be really easy to take a week or two off at a time, because your videos are like this. You sit there and you talk for 10 minutes. I have now talked already for nearly as much time as this. I could do 10 of these in a day and just schedule them to upload. And that'll cover me for a couple of weeks if I was someone like Boogie. I think it'd be really easy for Boogie to take a couple of weeks off.
Ad revenue, continue to get those sponsor deals while I still can. When the views start to reduce, that's when I'll take the break. I didn't think that was going to take 2 years, but that's how long it took. Oh, camera, don't screw me like this, camera. Camera, don't. Focus. There we go. Okay.
Don't. Boogie. That's a manipulation thing. Boogie does. Oh, that's so cringe. Boogie heavily edits his videos, as he always has his jump cuts and stuff like that. When he leaves something like that in, it's him trying to be like, look how human I am, guys. Look how human I am. Look how relatable I am. Oh, ooh, my camera messed up. Tee-hee, guys. That's him trying to be relatable. It's trying to manipulate the audience to make them feel a softer approach to him and be nicer to him, especially when he's like coming through to say about how he's fucked up recently and all. Because like this kind of time scale would be about like the time with the Nazis and rapists. I don't know if it's before or after, but it's trying to soften the approach to him. It's after, him making fun of Etika and him making fun of like black people and stuff like that. It's during that kind of time period. So this is his way of trying to make people softer to him by being, look how nice and soft I am, guys. Look I make. Oh no, my camera blurred. Tee guys.
Finally, we are at that point where I don't get as many views, I don't have as many sponsors, and I probably was at my all-time craziest. I said something that at the time I genuinely think I meant. I compared.
Oh God.
Internet haters, the kind of people who take clips out of context, the kind of people that attack you, the kind of people...
Clips out of context.
If you look at the full clip, you'll see that I wasn't talking about the people who... I said, for the people who just don't like me or just don't like my content, I'm not talking about you. But regardless, there's no defending
what the fuck did you even just say there? For people who don't like me and don't like my content, I'm not talking about you. You literally started that off by talking about people who like... Oh, they clip me out of context. It's like, do they... Like, there are some clips that are out of context for Boogie to try and make him look bad. I will 100% admit that. But, like, he will claim that that's a lot of money for a black person. He'll claim that clip's out of context. But that clip literally shows from the super chat arriving till after the super chat is gone and after he says it. Like, you see the full context for that one, The Nazis and rapists one, like, that one is in full context. Because what context makes that look better? It's like, well, I wasn't saying about people who don't like me and stuff like that. It's like, no, you're literally talking about like fucking trolls and haters and stuff like that. So you are talking about people who don't like you. Like, stop trying to downgrade and be like, well, I was only talking about one specific person. You weren't.
Like I said, it was a very stupid thing. At the time, I was so paranoid, I was so anxious, I was so crazy. I believed it. I compared these people to Nazis and worse. Not that there's much worse than a Nazi, but a very.
Well, apparently your haters are. Apparently your haters are Boogie.
Stupid thing to do. And after doing that, I decided that I needed to take a break. So I got with my therapist. So the first thing we did was change medications. Second thing I did was start working very intensely with that therapist. Thirdly, I started eating better.
Imagine being his therapist. Imagine just like you're sitting there. I was like, oh, I got an appointment with Boogie today, and then fucking Boogie comes in and goes like, hey there, doc. On live stream last night, I said people who are mean to me are worse than Nazis and rapists. Imagine just trying to control yourself. You're like, Boogie, I deal with actual real problems here. Boogie, I deal with actual real problems here. Are you serious? It's like, yeah, I'm having a mental breakdown because a subreddit compiled some posts of me being racist in a porn blog from a decade ago. It's like, Boogie, like I said, I deal with actual real issues here, like our actual issues. Not that someone on the internet is mean to you. You know, maybe sort yourself out. Maybe just log off for a while, which obviously he did. But admittedly, now it's only a 3-week break. When nowadays he's always claiming, like, I literally stopped doing YouTube for like 2 years after that. Now it's a 3-week break.
Which turns out to be a lot easier to do when I'm not as stressed about this job. Thirdly, I started exercising. I started walking.
Oh my
every
God.
day,
It's
trying
a time
to get a couple
machine.
miles in. Whether it's just walking.
This is a time machine, guys. This is literally what he was saying like a month ago. Holy shit.
Walking through a store, whether it's just walking the dog, or whether it's getting on the treadmill, or whether it's swimming when I get an opportunity, joining a local gym. I visited a local gym. I think I'm going to join that local gym that's near my house as well.
He's going to join that local gym in 3 years' time.
They have a saltwater pool. It's nice. And trying to get some of this weight off while at the same time working on the brain and getting the right
Holy
medication
shit.
out.
It is
the bad
seriously a
medication
time
out, the
machine.
right medication in. So that's where I've mostly been for the last 3 weeks. I did have to go down to Dallas, Texas. I had like a prearranged deal where Gearbox was having a launch party for Borderlands 3. They wanted to fly me down to come and visit, so I let them fly me down to come and visit. Spent 2 days down in Dallas.
Oh my God, what a humble brag. You know, I let them fly me down. Yeah, you know what, it's prearranged. So I was like, okay, and I let them fly me down, guys. What a fucking humble brag. What a fucking humble brag. Holy shit. I'd be like, oh, I took a break. It's like, that's not work. You're getting flown out to stay in a hotel to play a video game. That's not work. Oh, guys, you know, I was hoping to take a break, but I let them do this for me.
Hanging
Oh
out
my God.
with people I love and swimming in a pool on a rooftop and doing that kind of stuff. I'm very fortunate to be able to do that kind of thing. But I'll tell you what's interesting about being crazy.
Did you say hanging out on a rooftop?
Is for the longest time before this 3-week break, I was not able to enjoy these things.
Okay.
Mental illness is weird. Being crazy is weird. And I'm certainly still mentally ill. I'm certainly still crazy. Don't get me wrong.
Like a month ago, Boogie made a video being like, oh, the thing was, guys, I was crazy back then, and I didn't even realize I was crazy, guys. That's a problem with being crazy, is that I don't know that I'm crazy. And now, here we are, actually back then. He's like, guys, I'm crazy, by the way. Just so you know, people who are crazy don't say that they're crazy. People who say that who say they're crazy are the ones trying to get attention. People who are actually crazy don't just randomly tell people, yes, I'm crazy. Haha, guys, I'm so crazy. Teehee, guys, I'm so crazy. Guys, I'm crazy. You're describing like depression, that you couldn't enjoy playing video games. You're just describing depression, not something magic, not some like third tier super schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. You're describing depression. That you couldn't enjoy a video game and you couldn't enjoy hanging out with your friends a couple weeks ago. That's just depression. It's not something magical or super unusual that you have to be like, guys, I'm super crazy, guys. I have some depression. You know, that's standard enough. Especially if it's like, oh, I wasn't really enjoying myself a couple weeks ago. People get like that all the time. People get like that all the time. There are sometimes I'll sit there and I'll play fucking War Thunder and I'll be like, you know what, I'm not enjoying this at all. I'm not enjoying this at all right now, and I can't think of something to do. You know, that's not even depression for me. That's just like a thing. It's like I don't know what to do. I'm not really having fun with this. I don't really know what to do instead. You know, that's indecisiveness sometimes. Boogie is like, guys, I'm literally so insane because I'm crazy mental health, guys. I'm crazy, guys, because he couldn't enjoy playing a video game.
But the last 3 weeks has offered me a fair amount of perspective. And I realized, people have been telling me this for a really long time. Not only did they tell me to take a break, but they also told me that I needed to change the way I was doing this job. And I don't necessarily mean the quality of the content. Obviously, that needs to change.
So no shit.
I need to get better at editing. I need to get better at script writing. I need to get better at what I'm doing.
It's not even the editing. Like, Boogie's issue is not editing, because he doesn't do really any specifically good editing or anything like that, because his content doesn't really specifically need good editing. It's just not funny, and it's low effort, and it's poorly researched. My biggest issue with Boogie is that it's poorly researched. My research into the McJuggernuggets drama, as someone who didn't know any of them, was more in depth than he would do on like Saints Row 3. He did like a video on Saints Row 3 recently, and he's like surprised it didn't do well. And literally all he did was just watch someone else's video and read an article on stream, on video. Sorry, that's all he did. And he's like, oh, for some reason that didn't perform well. I was like, yeah, because they might as well just have read the article themselves.
I need to be faster. If I want to talk about gaming news, I need to be faster at it. That's all stuff I want to do in the future. But crying on Twitter and talking about my personal issues and talking about my personal stuff, and it just...
I'm glad you learned.
It's not something you guys need to hear anymore, and it's not something I need to share anymore. So the last...
Do you know what? Do you know if this is what, like, for people who are confused why people like generally like get frustrated with Boogie or don't like Boogie? This is what everyone tells me. Like, everyone is just like, I am so annoyed at him because like he constantly says, this is what I need to do to fix myself, and this is what I need to do, and then he just doesn't do it. Like, at all. He doubles down. He gets worse at it. People then say, you said you were going to do this. And then he, like, blocks them, or he rages at them and goes nuts at them. And then a week later, he's like, hey, guys, I finally realized what I need to do. And then he just says the same shit again. And it's like, oh, God, here we go. We're back at the start of the Boogie cycle again.
3 weeks has been an exercise in learning to temper my relationship with the internet. Learning to stay off of Twitter. Even though I've tweeted a couple of times a day, it's generally just goofy, fluffy stuff. Posting to Instagram, just cool pictures, because it's hard to be an idiot when you're just posting pictures, right? And just learn to just, I don't know, not put as much stupid stuff out there, so that there's less to be judged on, less to be taken out of context, less to be...
It's not even his fault. It's not even his fault that the stupid shit he puts out there. It's like, less stuff people will judge me for, less stuff people will take out of context. I was like, maybe just don't say stupid shit. People won't judge you if you don't say stupid shit. And it's like, it's not taken out of context if someone just shows a screenshot that of like a tweet you said. It's not taken out of context.
Manipulated and more importantly...
Oh, I'm manipulated, guys, as well. It's all manipulated. None of it's his fault. None of it's his stupid takes. None of it's him wanting to go to Uvalde right after the school shooting to film content there. That was manipulated, guys. Even though, like, the screenshots of the tweets still exist and everything like that, Boogie, just so you know. They all still exist because, you know, we archived them. But no, that's not it, guys. Those are taken out of context and they're manipulated, guys. It's not that I said I wanted to go to a school shooting where a bunch of children died so I could film some fucking content. What?
Less opportunities for my batshit craziness, where I'm suicidal, where I'm mentally ill, where I say and believe stupid shit to leak out.
What?
And I think
my batshit craziness, guys. What are you talking about? It's so bizarre when you watch Boogie, because in no way does he come across as even like mentally ill half the time. You know, he's sitting here having a sit-down discussion, and he's like, oh, but you guys, my mental illness and crazy things will come out. It's just like, no, you're just an idiot with bad opinions. It's not mental health. It's not like suddenly your mental health makes you say, MAGA Republicans all want to kill Trump and Hitler and Jews. It's just like, that's not mental health. It's just you having a stupid opinion and like getting triggered by something and deciding to post your thoughts when you haven't thought about it enough, when you don't research it enough, when you have to make up stories. Like, it's like, well, I have had discussions all week with MAGA Republicans. It's like, no, you haven't. You're like, we can see your tweets, Boogie, and you aren't talking to people. You're just like gaslighting or straw manning or deflecting. You're not actually having a conversation with people, but then you're like, oh, this is private conversations. It's like, Boogie, your DMs aren't open. Boogie, your DMs aren't open. You're not randomly DMing people to have long discussions about it. Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself.
I think this is a good methodology. I think focusing on the content that I want to create, less being more at this point, seeming okay. Trying to make better quality content. I'm writing some scripts. I'm writing down some ideas. Yeah, some of it involves the puppet. Some of it does involve Francis.
God, this is literally the shit he's saying right now. This is literally the shit he is saying in his begging video about how he's working on content and he's got scripts and all sort of... This is literally the same shit he said in the begging video.
Some of it involves creating a storyline and following that storyline in a way that you guys know clearly is fake. Talking about gaming news, but not necessarily as negatively as I used to, but trying to talk about the positive stuff in gaming, which I don't care if it performs well or not. That's what I want to talk about.
Tell that to Magic Mondays. Tell that to Magic Mondays. Tell that to all your gaming content that's out right now. Oh wait, you don't have any because you did it like once and it didn't perform well, so you made up an excuse that you don't want to do gaming anymore because it's too negative and it's just all about negative stuff when your video is about how shit Saints Row was. Like, it's like, it's too negative, guys. And then you'll go on like 3 videos about Kiwi Farms and a dozen fucking million tweets on like, Roe versus Wade. Like, what are you talking about, Boogie? This is so stupid. It's like, I just want to just do gaming content and have fun with it.
About Borderlands 3, perfect example. I've been playing Borderlands 3 since a week before the launch. It's run perfectly on my older PC. I did have some bugs and stuff. And obviously, people are crapping all over the game. But obviously, Gearbox has been good to me. I'm going to give them full credit for that. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm a Borderlands fan. And I loved that game from the beginning of time. But I also wanted to put something positive on the internet about the game. Plenty of people are putting negative out there, and I can say the same stuff. The game is buggy. The game runs poorly on optimized machines. It's too heavy on CPU use.
Why? This is just Boogie again being like, I love the game, but see, guys, I can be negative too. Ooh, woo.
There's plenty. It's located at the Epic Store. There's plenty of bad things to say about Borderlands 3. I wanted to say something good. It gets you called a shill these days.
Oh my god. Eye roll, dramatic eye roll. Guys, gets you called a shill. Dramatic eye roll, like Jesus Christ.
It gets you called a sellout. I don't care.
You do. You clearly do. If you just dedicated time to complain about it, and then you have stopped doing it all. The problem with that, and the fact that you so clearly are annoyed about it, it kind of implies that you are, because like you make a big song and dance about, well, guys, look how positive I was about the game when everyone else is negative. I'm such a positive person, but it's like, but then you also are saying about how Gearbox is so good to you, and like you don't have, like you already mentioned how you like don't have any sponsors anymore. So it just sounds like Gearbox is like the last people willing to work with you because Gearbox is a shithole company. So you're trying to suck them off by giving them a good review. That's how it comes across.
Okay, because I wanted to put something good out of the world for a game franchise that I love. I've been playing that game 4 or 5 hours a day, every day. Some days as much as 10 hours with my roommate, with my best friend. I've got 2 max level characters, almost max level characters.
Okay.
I beat the storyline twice. I'm working on it through the 3rd time. I wanted to share that love and that passion with you guys. So moving forward, I do want to get back to live streaming. Certainly not with the frequency that I was live streaming. But I do, when I'm excited to and I'm focused on a game and I know I'm mentally stable, I want to create that. Same thing with YouTube videos. On a day like today where I'm feeling pretty good and I know that I'm mentally well and I know that I've got something to say, I want to come in here and create a video. Hopefully...
Why don't you just create more than one video? You know? Why don't you just create more than one video? Why don't you do 2 videos and then... If this is like a good day, if we're being super generous and going with the actual mental health thing, if this is your good day, why don't you record 2 videos? Why don't you record 3 videos? Because you're literally just sitting here talking for 10 minutes. Why don't you just record a couple of videos and then just upload them all? Like, just schedule, like, for the next couple of days. So you're like, this is my safety, you know, this is my safety just in case I don't feel good tomorrow or the day after or whatever. These are my, like, safety videos so I can, you know, have those in reserve. And that would even probably make you feel better. As a person, because you're like, well, you know, I'm not ruining my career. At least I have these tucked away for, you know, rainy day, and just have them on like general topics, not like a specific thing that's actually happening right now that you need to have out like right that second. You know, that to me that just sounds like it makes sense. You know, it's like I've got a list of videos here that are just like background videos. It's like, well, if I ever want to just quickly do something like this, I'll just quickly go and grab that, and I'll do a quick review on it just to get something out. You know,
more positivity, and I want to spend the majority of my time, instead of worrying about the internet, instead of tweeting, instead of this other stuff, doing what I've been doing over the last 3 weeks, which is getting exercise, getting therapy, getting medicated, eating better, and working on this. Because when I got gastric bypass surgery, so many people were excited to see me get more physically fit. I'm far from physically fit, still 344 pounds. I actually haven't weighed myself since the break, about the first week of the break. So maybe I'm under 340, but I probably am not. I'm probably still about 344.
That's why no one believes Boogie about the weight, because like he's like his lowest was like 335 or something like that. I think that was his like lowest weight. It's like a 9 pound, 10 pound difference. He looks a lot heavier here than he does. You know, this is why no one believes Boogie whatsoever about his fucking like weight loss or anything like that. For people who like go like, oh my god, you guys are so focused on his weight loss. It's because he lies about it so much. People are only interested because he lies about it so much. You know, if he was a really fat guy, and like he never really talked about being fat or really acknowledged being fat or anything like that, or he wasn't doing like I said, this is a time machine. Everything he's saying here is shit he's been saying for the past 4 or 5 months straight. Like every month since I started covering him 5 months ago, 4 months ago, has been some variation of this. And even back then, 3 years ago, he's like, "Oh yeah, just guys, I'm thinking about 340, thinking about 340, maybe 344. Yeah, I'm thinking about 340, maybe I'm under that." I was like, "Mate, you look so much heavier than you did when you were 330." I doubt it. I highly fucking doubt it. You know, but it's Boogie. He has to lie. He has to manipulate. That's all he does because he has such an ego to him.
But that said, some of you are excited to see me try to get into better shape. I would like to get the rest of the way into that shape. I think that only means like another 50 pounds to get under 300, but I look forward to doing that. On top of that, I think now is the time to finally start working on my mental health. I guess for the longest time,
Oh my god, 3 years ago, guys. Like I said, this is a fucking time machine. Like I literally could have told you guys. I have got access to Boogie's unreleased new video, and you guys would be none the fucking wiser. This is literally a video from today.
Being a fat, crazy, weirdo neckbeard was my brand on the internet. That's a weird thing to say. It wasn't intentional. The fat part was. The crazy part was not. But now, I don't want that to be my brand anymore. I want to get better. I want to get better in the public eye, and I want to share that better with you. So that's the plan moving forward. Well, hopefully that means some more physical weight loss. Hopefully that means some mental health. I have said this all a million times.
You have. Do you know what you have?
I'm just trying something new this time to achieve it. And that's withdrawing from this lifestyle. You could call it a job.
Yeah, but you didn't. You didn't. Like, the fact that you're coming online to say this, like, do this whole video, it shows you're not. Because you're doing this for ass pats. Okay? Like, if Boogie, like, for example, we go back in time 3 years ago, and I'm a commentator for 3 years ago. If this was the kind of thing that you wanted to do, all Boogie had to do was, like, slow down his general production. Just slow it down. Not say anything, just slow it down and just do a video or two a week about things that interest him, new gaming information, whatever. Magic the Gathering, just do like a couple streams, maybe a stream a week, you know, something like that. Be like, okay, Friday's my streaming day, guys, something like that, you know, just work away like that. But the fact that you come out and doing this big song and dance about it is why you always fail. It's why this e-begging thing is why your channel is still failing and will continue to fail, because you've come out and you did this big song and dance for it, you got your dopamine hit, you got your ass pats, and then you were like, oh, that's all I needed. That's me done for the week, guys. I'm not gonna really do anything else. I'm gonna do another low effort video nearly a full week later, and then I'm gonna do one more video, and then that's me. I'm not going to do any live streams or anything like that. I'm not going to really do anything. You know, I'm just going to sit there and enjoy that dopamine hit. And then in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, in a month's time, in 2 months' time, I'm going to have to come out again and be like, guys, it's just really hard right now, and I'm really struggling right now. But you know what? I'm working on myself, and I think I'm going to overcome it. Because we're in that cycle where you need the dopamine hits, you need the praise, you need someone to pat your ass every once in a while and tell you, you're so brave, Boogie, I'm so proud of you, because you've got your little sycophantic fanboys who will do that, and they're hurting you because they're just giving you those ass pats instead of actually making you do anything for it. It's why you've been doing this fake gym cycle thing for 4 months now, you know, where you have put on weight since starting the gym, which is basically impossible, you know, unless you're a bulking bodybuilder, which, spoiler, you're not. So that's why you keep failing, because every once in a while you show up and go like, hey guys, give me ass pats, here's a selfie of me in the swimming pool, and it gets the most likes that you ever get on a fucking tweet, you know, because you, like, no one cares about your tweets anymore. So every once in a while you'll do like, here's me punching a punch bag for 2 seconds, and the people are like, wow, congratulations, and you're like, oh, that felt good, that was a good dopamine hit, and then you don't need another one for a week, and then you're like, shit, here's me walking my dog, guys, and then the people are like, oh, good work there, Boogie, and you're like, oh, oof, there you go. Oof, that's topped me up. That's filled the tanks there for another week, guys. And then a week later, you're like, oh, I feel a wee bit shit. Oh, people aren't like my tweets. Here's me in the pool again. Oh, good work there, Boogie. Congratulations.
I call it a lifestyle because it consumes you. You wake up every day. You do this every day. You go to sleep doing it. You dream about it. You wake up the next day. You do it.
What are you talking about?
People have made fun of me saying that I work 70, 80-hour work weeks.
You don't.
Even though it's a very easy job, it is very time-consuming.
You don't. It's not.
I certainly have not been working that over the last...
It's not, Boogie. Especially because your content is such low effort stuff. You do not. Like that McJuggernuggets video, I don't know. It probably took me a couple days work to do, like a couple actual days work to do, but it's not like tens of thousands of fucking hours of effort and slave labor going into it. It wasn't like, oh, I worked an 80-hour work week for that. Boogie is one of those people who definitely includes, like, I don't know, tweeting as part of his work week. Like, tweeting about how much he hates Republicans as part of his work week. And I was like, not really. You know, that's not really part of your work week. It's like, oh, well, I also went on Reddit and I didn't ask me anything. It's like, wow, that's so hard. That's so hard, Boogie. You answered a couple of comments. Jesus, you know, I don't know how you manage that 80-hour work week. You can literally do that whilst playing a game at the same time.
3 weeks, I've been working 1 hour days. That's going to have to change because I still have a mortgage to pay. I still have rent to pay. I still need ad revenue.
What?
I still need to make videos to get that ad revenue. That's still something I need
Sorry,
to do.
what?
Mortgage to pay. I still have rent to pay. I still need ad revenue.
What? I still have rent to pay? Boogie only owns one property. Oh my god, seriously? He just let slip. That's him paying his fucking sugar baby's rent. Oh my god, 100% that is. 100% that is. Because he only owns one property. And he just said, I have a mortgage to pay and I have rent to pay. He just let slip that he's paying some fucking sugar baby's rent. Oh, that's incredible. Oh, great.
I still gotta make videos to get that ad revenue.
Oh.
That's still something I need to do. But there's got to be a better balance.
Oh, that's so good.
Because certainly what
Sorry,
I was
had
doing
to
before
pause
this break
'cause
was
I
not
dying.
working. Hopefully, as we wrap up this break and I slowly get back to things, hopefully I can strike that balance.
This was seriously his comeback. This was his comeback 3 years ago. This was him doing his comeback. This is the thing with Boogie. He constantly, like, his entire cycle is pretending to push back because he's like I said, he always says, oh yeah, at the end of 2019 I had to take a break because I went crazy. Here he's like, oh, ever since 2018, I started 2018, I went crazy and I've had to back off a wee bit, and it's just like, holy shit. He just keeps pushing back the time frame for when he's doing his comeback because he can't. He has an ego. He's narcissistic. He can't accept the poor video views are his fault. So he always has to be like, oh well, that's not. No, those video views aren't real. That's actually when I was taking a break, guys. I was actually on a break right now. I'm only this right now. This very video. This is the start of my comeback. That last video I said last week was when I started the comeback. No, I wasn't starting my comeback. That was during my break. Today is the start of my comeback. It's like when he did the Frank Castle thing when the Frank Castle situation was over. See, my internet is shitting itself. he did this. It's exactly what he did back then. He literally said, now that this is over, this is the start of my comeback. What are we now? 6-7 months later? And we're once again at the e-begging video where he's like, this is the start of my comeback, guys.
They say third time's the charm. This is my millionth time saying this. Let's see if I can deliver.
Tee-hee.
I will tell you,
oh god,
in all honesty,
look at the furrowed brows. The furrowed brows when he's fucking... The easiest way to tell when he's acting is when he does these furrowed brows.
this is the darkest thing I've probably ever uploaded to a YouTube video before.
I doubt it.
And I've uploaded some really dark stuff.
I doubt it.
3 weeks ago, I woke up every day wanting to die.
What?
That's where my mental health was.
What are you talking about?
Now, 3 weeks later, I'm in a position where...
Oh my god, fuck off. Fuck off with your... Oh, like, only 3 weeks and my entire life has changed shit that you do fucking constantly. What are you talking about? This is like 2 months after his fake suicide thing. And now we're already back to like, oh, by the way, guys, it was only like 3 weeks ago I was thinking about killing myself. No, Boogie, you literally said that you weren't going... That you have stopped in July because you'd taken drugs that fixed your brain. That's literally what you claimed. And it was only like... a year or 2 years later that those drugs have finally worn off and my mental health is really starting to go down again. But no, apparently it only lasted a couple weeks. This is why he keeps changing history. Now it's like, 3 weeks ago, end of August, was his plan. Oh, Christ almighty, that's embarrassing.
Enjoying my life. I'm enjoying the simple stuff like walking my dog, or getting some exercise.
You've claimed
playing
this.
video games with a friend.
You've claimed this a billion times. You've claimed this at least 4 or 5 different times about the gym where you're suddenly like, guys, I'm actually enjoying going to the gym now. And that's just in the past few months. Oh my god, guys, therapy's so hard. Next week, I actually really like going to therapy now. It's changed my life. Every time. It is like a fucking time machine. We're in a fucking time vortex.
Enjoying the luxury that I'm so fortunate to have. This nice house, some money in the bank, ad revenue coming in, being able to express myself and get paid to do it.
Oh my god, it's aged well.
And that's just 3 weeks of work. Let's see what another 3 weeks can achieve. But I think this is the first time...
Apparently you've gone back.
In certainly 2 years since gastric bypass surgery, but maybe longer, that I have been happy to wake up when I wake up.
Oh my god, this is literally this thing he claims every few months, maybe every few weeks. I'm being generous with the few months thing. This is literally what he claims every few weeks. Every few weeks he acts like he's had a revelation and suddenly he's seeing the world through a different set of eyes and magic exists and love and sunshine and bunnies. Every few weeks he fucking does this. Like I said, this is literally like we're in a time zone. Like, holy shit. This is 3 full years ago. And it's exactly the same as what he's uploading today.
Alive.
Oh my god.
That's progress. I know that's not a kind of progress you can put into a YouTube
even his acting is like pretty much the same. It's gotten worse, like, but even his acting is pretty much the same.
video. That's not the kind of progress I can show you. I can't show you how I feel. But maybe we can get this body to match the mental stuff too, and we'll see. Maybe
oh my god, literally that is exactly the same claim he made after his fucking therapy, after 4 months of pretending to go to the fucking gym. This is exactly the same thing where he said, my mental health is fixed, now I can fix my body. And then a fucking 2 weeks later he did a e-begging stream where he's like, oh, I'm a broken person who can't exist anymore.
Whew. You guys are right. I mean, I think a lot of people wanted me to get committed. I think, which certainly was an option, and it was an option we discussed, but it was not.
Why? Why would you get committed?
Why would you get committed? Very one-on-one personal clinical care, and that might be something I still need to do for the food addiction.
What are you talking about?
For the mental stuff, though, what we're doing works. So I hope.
What are you talking about?
Hopefully, I can make.
What are you talking? Like, I don't know. Have you guys ever, like, I'm sure in your personal life you have met crazy people, like people who actually are like so broken mentally that they cannot function, and those people struggle to get committed and stuff like that. He's just an idiot. He's just like an annoying guy with bad political takes and is just a bit of an asshole and a narcissist. And he's like, guys, I think I might need to get committed because I'm so crazy. It's like, for what? To stop you tweeting occasionally? To stop you tweeting stupid things? To stop you saying random racist or transphobic or homophobic things? Like, is that what you think being committed is for? To stop you being like an asshole? Like, no, it's to stop you from doing like real damage to yourself. You're just being an asshole. Like I said, there's no cure for being a cunt, as a wise man once said.
Some much better content in the next couple of days. Hopefully I'll upload something good. And I do hope to return to live stream for at least a short stream later this week. So for those of you who are counting on that, no, I'll be back when I can. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much. And I'll speak with you again soon. Boy, I hope I didn't say anything stupid in this video.
Oh god, fuck off. I hate his little humanizing manipulation thing at the end. He always does those nowadays as well, where he's just like, oh, whoopsie guys, I hope I was nice. Oh, that's embarrassing. I hated that. That's so bad. So yeah, that's awful. It is, like I said, it's insane. It's basically just a time zone. We're just rewatching his fucking meltdown from before. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much me dunzos here. Like I said, I'm not feeling 100%, so I want to get this one out for you guys. I'm probably going to disappear for a while just whilst I fully recover and try and get my internet sorted. Hopefully I can maybe try and get a live stream in this weekend or something like that, my guys. Want to do shout out here to my patrons. It's Eswank, Haley, and Samuel P. Thank you so much for donating to my Patreon. You guys are absolute stars. And now I can go and buy a bottle of whiskey to have some hot whiskey to help my throat. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And sorry again about the live stream shit. But yeah, that was the video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.